Good morning. It's time for Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Dick. And, we'll start with girls golf because they are into the state tournament. They have sectionals already going on earlier this week.
Yep.
And
First ones of the fall season.
Yeah. We have a couple of area golfers that are going to be heading out to state. Carolyn Skinner of Altoona Regis was the individual medalist at the Eau Claire Memorial Sectional in Division I. She advances, as does Ava Fredrickson of Stevens Point, who tied for fourth. But it's the top two teams and the top three individuals who are not on those teams that advance on to states.
Well, congratulations to them. That's a pretty big deal, winning the sectional individual.
Yeah, that's she shot a 78. That's,
ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty good 18-hole score.
Nice.
So I have a feeling she's going to do pretty well.
Yeah, I think she should be. You would think she'd be right up there.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. Girls volleyball is heading into the final week. Actually, this is the final night of the regular season.
The Warriors, Nielsen Warriors host Loyal tonight, and this is actually, I think, a battle for probably positioning in the conference race, Larry. I think. So.
Well, right now, as we look at the conference standings, this is the final regular season for the conference. Columbus Catholic is 6-0. They haven't lost a set yet in the conference.
I don't think, like you said, I don't think they've had a ball hit the floor yet.
You're right. Colby is 5-1. Yeah. Gilman 4-2. Then Loyal and Spencer are 3-3. Neillsville 2-4.
Okay.
Owen Withee 1-5, and Greenwood 0-6.
So Neillsville probably is pretty relegated to the number 6 spot then.
Yeah. If they beat Loyal, they would tie at 3-4.
Okay.
I'm not sure about. I guess the head-to-head would be tiebreaker there.
But you're talking 5th and 6th, and I believe the crossovers next Tuesday are at the West. I believe.
Yes, at the Western sites.
And then the first place match is Thursday night.
That would also be at the West.
Yep.
And right now it looks like it would be Columbus Catholic at McDonald Central.
Yeah, a rematch from the Diocesan tournament. And should be a good battle. You know, McDonald, defending state champion, and like you said, Columbus Catholic has had a tremendous year.
Yeah, you look at the latest Wisconsin Volleyball Coaches Association poll, Columbus Catholic right now number 1 in Division 4, and McDonald Central number 3 in Division 3. So.
Yeah, and you don't know how the tournament's going to set up, but there's a very good chance Columbus will go east, and of course McDonald will go west in D4. So it's a good chance they both make the state tournament. So,
right. Yeah. McDonald is in D3.
McDonald is D3.
Yeah, they're D3. Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either until I looked at the. Because I was looking for them in the rankings and I didn't see them.
They are D3. So so scratch that last comment.
But I mean, they still could make it both to state.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you'd love to see Columbus do it. You know, that's.
And then you got Newman Catholic, who's in the top 10 in Division 4, and Stratford in the top 10 in Division 3.
Okay.
And Marshfield did receive votes this week in Division 1. Yeah. So the tournament will start in a couple of weeks. Neillsville will be hosting Loyal tonight, and then they're at Osseo Fairchild for a tournament
on Saturday. Yep, and then their crossover match on Tuesday.
Yep. So. All right, there you go with girls volleyball, as they will be heading into the state tournament.
Yeah,
just a little over a week.
Yeah, then cross country then, Larry.
Yeah.
The runners from Loyal, Greenwood, and Neillsville were at Black River Falls Tuesday, and the local guys did pretty good down there.
Not bad.
Connor Ganneman, I believe, was 5th, and Will Drinka 11th, and then in the girls' side, Summer Smith from Loyal, who's having a terrific season.
Yeah.
I'm not what year she is, but she has done really well. She finished 5th down at Black River.
Yeah.
So, but I think Connor Ganneman is going to be a big threat in D3 this year to go to state. I think so.
Should be an interesting conference meet.
Yeah, and that's not till the 14th. They do not. They have. They are at Oliva Strum today for invitational. Then they are off till Saturday, a week from Saturday, for the conference meet, and that is at the Lake Wissota Golf Course, and that is hosted by McDonald Central.
Okay.
So,
all right. Okay. Yeah, that should be an interesting race up there. I mean, you've got Isaac Shear, who took first over in Auburndale in a race over there, and then, of course, you've got Connor Ganneman.
Yeah.
Will Drinka, maybe.
Yeah, and you don't know a lot of these guys from the West either.
No,
they're coming in, it should be good. Isaac Shear has been up there all year, though. So
and his brother, too.
Yes, absolutely.
So that'll be coming up, again, the conference meet for cross-country next Saturday. I think they only do sectionals in the state.
See,
so
what
that's
it is,
probably why.
They're doing their conference on the 14th, and then the 21st, they do their sectionals, and then their state meet will be the 28th.
Yep,
So,
it's usually at the end of October, early
Yep,
November.
those 3 weekends in a row, and that's how they finish their season. So
All right, let's talk high school football now, because Neillsville Granton has another one set up here for tonight.
yeah, this is what what we've all been waiting for, Larry. You know, I said we knew we thought we've had a good team this year, and I guess you really want to see how good these kids are. You go in against Regis,
Right.
And we'll see what happens. But Warriors with a win over Osseo Fairchild. They worked on a few things and got some things done. They got their win, qualified for the WIA playoffs, but still need to work on some things if you're going to knock Regis off, though. I think so.
Yeah. And I talked with head coach Reed Lehman on Tuesday before practice or during practice, and he talks about that game against Osseo and the one coming up here against Regis.
Well, you got your playoff game, the game that you needed to get into the playoffs last week against Osseo. Not the prettiest of games, but you got the win.
Yeah, I mean, going back and watching film was helpful for me and for the other coaches, I think, because Friday night we kind of felt like it wasn't a very well played game, and then watching the film we realized, well, we weren't quite as off as we thought. There's just a few little things that we can fix here and there, and a few times where we were this close to making a big play, and really being able to make that game a 40-0 game. So,
And the defense played well again.
yeah, the defense played really well. I mean, I think they had a 67-yard touchdown run, and they had like 130-some yards of total offense. So, we played really well. They got us early with some of their reverses and stuff like that, but once we talked to some of the kids about how to play that a little bit better, then, they did a nice job of taking that coaching and stopping that play.
2 games left on the schedule. One of them is Thursday night against a tough team in Eau Claire Regis. How do you see that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're obviously a team that's kind of been playing well as the year's been going on, but we know what they want to do. They do the same thing no matter what, and so our goal is just to be able to kind of get our kids coached up on how to play the certain things that they can try to do to us, and see what we can do. And offensively, hopefully we can kind of get things rolling or keep things rolling a little bit, and finish some drives. And I think this is a ball game that should be a good game on Thursday night.
Short week. Does that make any difference as far as you planning for this game?
Not necessarily. Just kind of makes us really have to stay focused on making sure we're staying close to or staying on time with the stuff we have scheduled in practice, and making sure that we get done what we need to get done. And it might be a kind of a really good thing for us to kind of get our focus back to where we need to be, where we're not screwing around in practice as much and not as much downtime for that to happen. So hopefully a short week will actually kind of be a good thing for us.
All right, well, good luck.
All right, thank you.
It was interesting. He said that they weren't really that's Reed Lehman, head coach of the Neillsville Granton Warriors. They were really kind of disappointed right after the game Friday, but when they looked at film, they seen some things that, it wasn't really as bad as they thought it was.
Yeah, it did. I said, first of all, I want to give Osseo Fairchild credit. They've had it had to forfeit a game during the season. Their kids really come to play.
Yeah,
they played hard. They had a nice running attack in the first half. They hurt the Warriors with a jet sweep 3 or 4 times with Lucas Fraze. But I thought their defensive line played very well. Bryce got a pretty good pass rush from them, but just give them credit. They've had a rough couple of years here, but those kids still come to play. So
And Neillsville Granton's defense again stepping up. I think they only allowed, Reed said there, about 130 yards of total offense.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I said, and a lot of that came out of pass play at the end of the game.
Right, yeah, the big
where,
pass play. Yeah.
Kind of an option pass, and Ashton Schultz fell down.
Yeah.
So, it's the way it was. They completed it and got the touchdown, but that was about a 60-yard play there. So,
Right. And you look at this Warrior defense, and they have allowed the least points in the conference this season. They've allowed 68 points. Regis, their opponent tonight, has allowed 70, and Mondovi 71.
Yep.
And overall, Neillsville has also allowed the least amount of points in the conference.
yeah. So, yeah, and I'm sure they lead the conference in takeaways too. So,
Right.
and another couple of last week too. So.
And this Regis team, as Coach Lehman referred to in that interview, they do what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they really don't do anything different a lot of
no,
times.
they are going to run the ball.
Right.
They're not a great passing team, but they're not afraid to take a shot at you a couple times just so you don't crowd that line of scrimmage.
Right,
So you
right.
don't bring all 11 guys in the box. But the guys they have on the outside do have some good speed, but nothing where your cornerbacks, Boyer and Schultz, should be able to go one-on-one with them, and you still should be able to get 8-9 guys in the box and be able to stop. But their running game, the jet sweep, is one that worries me with Tate and Koska. Seems like they get a lot of yards. So, and that was a play that hurt the Warriors last week. But if you get, having Jace Peckel back, I think is going to, he played well the other night, but hopefully he's full force for this one.
Well, I went up to practice on Tuesday and I was watching them, and they were going.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they've got that drive back.
Yeah.
That they kind of lost after that Stanley Boyd loss.
Right, yeah. I said they had such a big win over Mondovi.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put 2 weeks like that. And unfortunately, they had to play a team like Stanley Boyd.
Right.
But then Stanley Boyd was in the same thing last week. They put everything into the Nielsen game, and they probably came out flat against Regis.
Right,
And Regis was smarting after that loss to Mondovi. So it's kind of like 4 teams going around and round and round here.
You look at the schedule, and it would have been to Neillsville's advantage if they had played Mondovi, got the win, and then played Osseo.
Yes.
And then Stanley Boyd.
Yep. And then Regis.
Yeah.
Or else Elk Mound and then Regis at the end. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, right.
And you give all the credit to all the teams, but it's going to be a great game tonight, Larry.
Yeah. Yes.
It is Thursday night, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is. Time flies, doesn't it?
Time flies. Yeah, week 8.
Yeah.
Week 8. So
7 o'clock is game time tonight, 92.7 WPKG. I know there's a lot of other stuff going on, so be sure and tune us in.
Yeah.
You can also get us on the app, 927WPKG.com.
Yep.
I know middle school football's down in Melrose.
Rose home volleyball match, senior night there. So
The cross-country team is on the road.
So everybody's stretched in different directions. And
well, that's what happens on a Thursday night football.
Thursday night football. That's the
Normally
way
it's
it
not
is.
Thursday night.
And there's not much you can do. Regis seems to be the odd person out when it comes to the football in Eau Claire because, the Big River sets up, I think, Memorial and North to one be away and one at home every Friday night. And then, of course, this weekend the Blue Goals are at home against River Falls. So that kind of leaves Thursday night for the
Right,
Eau
yeah.
Claire
You can't
Regis.
really do a Saturday game.
No,
this
you
week.
can't. So.
All right, some other big games going on around the area this week. A Stanley Boyd Elk Mound game could
Should
be an
be a
interesting
dandy.
one.
I said, and Mondovia Durand too. Durand has 3 wins. I was surprised that
They could become playoff eligible
Yeah.
with one more win.
I believe they have Regis. No, I believe they have Stanley Boyd and Mondovi to finish the season. But you never know.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
fair. And Elk Mound has 2 wins, so they need 2 more wins. So speaking of Durand, Larry,
Yes.
just want to say last weekend Durand beat Fall Creek 22-14. That was Durand, Arkansas coach Rodney Rosemeyer. That was his 100th career coaching victory.
Oh,
So
congratulations to him.
I would imagine he probably ranks 3rd in his family, though, behind Jeff and Robin.
Right,
So,
yeah. Them guys been around a while. What else we got? Let's see, Stratford and Wyawega Fremont. I believe both those teams are unbeaten.
yeah, that should be a dandy there. And then, Auburndale at Edgar.
Yeah.
You got 2 undefeateds there. Colby at Abbey, you got 2 one-loss teams there. So, but Auburndale, Edgar, and Colby have all qualified for the WIA playoffs from the Merwood. Abbey needs 1 more win. Marathon and Pittsfield need 2 wins. So,
And, if nothing else for Auburndale,
yeah.
we've talked about Edgar. They've kind of set the bar above everybody
yeah.
else. But if nothing else for Auburndale, it'll kind of gauge to see where you got to be when you get
Right.
to the playoffs.
Yeah, because they'll be in Division 6, and of course Stratford's going to be in Division 6, and a few others. So in the area, Mondovi is going to be Division 6, teams like that. So of course Auburndale probably wouldn't mind another shot at Mondovi. That was such a tight game last year over there too. So, but like you said, the Central Wisconsin Large, Stratford and Wyawega both undefeated there. Both and those 2 teams and Wittenberg-Burnhamwood have all qualified for the playoffs, and Amherst needs a win yet to get in. So, but
And with getting back to Stanley Boyd with that loss to Regis, they still need a win yet
yes, they do.
to get into
Yep.
become playoff eligible.
Yep.
Mondovi, Neillsville, Granton, and Regis all playoff eligible now after last week. And one 8-man game in the Central Wisconsin East. It's Thorpe at Gilman.
Ooh, that's a biggie.
Tomorrow night.
That should be the biggie.
Yep.
So, I was going to say one thing about the Central Wisconsin Small, too, Larry. Nobody has qualified over there yet. Iola needs 1 win yet. Loyal needs 2 wins.
Yeah.
And they have Pacelli and Rosholt left on their schedule, so it's quite possible Loyal might get in the playoffs yet. So that would be something in D7. So
You never know.
so,
You never know.
Never know. So
All you need is that above
yeah,
500
well,
or maybe 500.
those teams have been getting a forfeit from Wild Rose all
Right.
year. That helps too.
That doesn't hurt.
It
Doesn't hurt
doesn't hurt,
anything.
so.
No. All right. Where are they now here on the program?
Okay, Larry, I am going over to Marshfield by way of Loyal, by the way.
Okay.
Ashley Jadarski, a 1999 graduate of Marshfield High School, daughter of Bill and Nancy Jadarski. Her freshman year, Ashley attended Loyal High School, where she lettered in softball her freshman year as a starting pitcher for the Greyhounds. The Greyhounds that year were 18-6 and were defeated in the regional finals. Ashley was named second team all-conference pitcher in the Eastern Clover Belt all-conference team. After her freshman year, her family moved to Marshfield, and she enrolled at Marshfield Senior High. In the winter, she was a 2-year letter winner on the Tiger girls basketball team. Her junior year, the Tigers were 13-8. Ashley averaged 6 points and 4 assists per game. Her senior year, the Tigers were 14-7, losing to Merrill in a WIA Division I regional final. Ashley averaged 8 points and 5 assists per game. In the spring, Ashley was a 3-year letter winner on the Tigers softball team. Her sophomore year, the Tigers were 24-2, winning the Wisconsin Valley Conference regional and sectional titles, qualifying for the WIA Division I state tournament, where they would win quarter and semifinal matches to face South Milwaukee in the finals, where they would win 4-1 to win the WIA Division I state championship. Ashley on the year had a 22-0 record with an ERA of .62 and had 185 strikeouts.
Wow. That's balling.
Yeah. She was first team all-conference, all-Valley Conference pitcher and first team all-state as a pitcher. Her junior year, the Tigers were 25-1, winning the Wisconsin Valley regional, sectional, and sectional championships to again qualify for the WI Division I state tournament, where they would make it all the way to the championship game. Unfortunately, South Milwaukee turned the tables on them that year, defeating Marshfield 8-2 in the WIA Division I state championship game. Ashley was 21-1 that year with an ERA of .92 and had 193 strikeouts. She was first team all-conference and second team all-state. Her senior year, the Tigers were 21-3 on the season, winning the Wisconsin Valley and regional championships before being defeated by Eau Claire North in the sectional championship game. Ashley had a 20-2 record on the season with a 1.0 ERA and 182 strikeouts. She was first team all-conference and second team all-state. After graduation, Ashley earned a softball scholarship to play for NCAA Division II St. Cloud State. Her freshman year, the Huskies were 41-10. Ashley pitched 17 innings with 12 strikeouts and an ERA of 2.8, and also played in the outfield. Her sophomore year, St. Cloud State was 37-15 and qualified for the NCAA D2 playoffs. Ashley, exclusively playing the outfield, hit .275 with 8 doubles and 15 RBIs. Her junior year, the Huskies were 44-13 and qualified for the NCAA Division II playoffs. Ashley batted .265 with 7 doubles and 10 RBIs. Her senior year, the Huskies were 46-13, winning the Northern Collegiate Conference Championship and qualifying for the NCAA Division II playoffs. Ashley batted .272 on the year with 8 doubles, a triple, and 14 RBIs. Ashley graduated from St. Cloud State in 2004 with a degree in physical education. Today, Ashley is the Director of Player Development for the Rhino Sports Academy in Appleton, Wisconsin. And for several years, up till 2020, she was also the head pitching coach for UW Oshkosh under head coach Scott Scooter Beyer. Ashley has been the lead instructor at the Rhino in the fast pitch softball pitching. And then today, Ashley Jadarski Panisi and her family reside in Appleton. Ashley Jadarski.
All right. Yeah, she was a good athlete.
Yeah.
And,
I'll tell you what.
Did she ever play in Loyal?
She played her freshman year.
Okay, they did. Okay.
And I'll tell you what, of course, we talked a lot about Daryl Lash, and last week, Larry, there's a lot of people in Loyal who think if she'd have stuck around Loyal, Lash would have had a state championship trophy or one or more to add to his collection there, because she was that good.
Oh, yeah.
And she really learned. Wayne Hamlin who's a pitching guru over in Marshfield, and he was also Pete Copland's assistant. Really worked with her from the time she was a little girl. He made her into a heck of a pitcher.
Yeah,
So.
All right, where are they now?
Yep.
Good stuff there. All right, getting into more stuff here. We got the Major League Baseball playoffs continuing. The Division Series coming up this weekend.
Start Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
Yeah.
So there'll be games in the National League. There'll be games in Atlanta and L.A. and in Baltimore and Houston.
October baseball.
October baseball.
October baseball.
Yep. So.
All right, college football. Big Ten. Interesting, the Badgers. They got the homecoming game this Saturday against Rutgers. It's on Peacock.
Yeah, live streaming. So
at 11 a.m. So maybe not a lot of people getting
yeah,
that.
find your radio station and listen to Matt LePay and Tauscher. Mark Tauscher. So.
Yep. Let's see. Oklahoma and Texas, I guess, is the big one this weekend.
Yeah, what do they call that? The Red River Shootout or something?
I think something like that. Yep.
But anyway, both teams are 5-0. Oklahoma ranked 12th this week, and Texas 3rd. So that'll be a dandy. Another one I like and kind of underrated is Maryland at Ohio State. Now Maryland is 5-0. They're not ranked,
right?
But I think they're looking for a game to prove themselves. So
well, here it is.
Yeah, here it is. So, but there's a few other good ones. Washington State, who's 13-0, they're at UCLA. Alabama at Texas A&M. Kentucky at Georgia. That should be a good one, too. Kentucky 5-0, ranked 20th. Georgia, of course, 5-0, ranked first. But looked like they had a few chinks in the armor against who really played last week.
Yeah, they always do the votes, how many votes you get for that. And that the margin between them and Michigan has kind of gotten shorter.
Yeah, and Michigan is at Minnesota, and, of course, they are playing for the Little Brown Jug.
Little Brown Jug. There you go. There is one Big Ten game tomorrow night. It's Nebraska at Illinois.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights, I believe.
FS1 for that one.
Yep. So.
And I guess another one you could talk about is Notre Dame at Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville's 5-0, and it's at Louisville, so we'll see. So Colorado, Coach Prime got a second loss, so he's at Arizona. So
well, I tell you, that game was a blowout for a long time.
They made a heck of a comeback. Yeah. Really a good comeback.
Yeah, they made a good comeback in that one.
Yeah, it just showed USC is a heck of an offensive team, but as far as the defense, they're not going to be a real national contender. A couple of big ones in the WIAC too, Larry.
Yeah.
Number 14 Lacrosse at number 3 Whitewater. That should be a dandy. Yeah. And then Oshkosh at Stout. And Oshkosh just fell out of the ratings this week, but still did receive votes.
All right. NFL football, the Bears looking for win number 1 tonight when they travel to Washington to take on the Commanders.
Commanders playing well. I think they're very happy with Sam Howell as a quarterback.
He's had his kind of ups and downs.
But he looks like the guy they want in there. So
Bears, meanwhile?
They blew one against Denver.
Boy, they got a long way to go, I think.
Yeah, I said right now there are a lot of people they hold Carolina's pick in this year's draft, and so they could possibly have the first and second.
Yeah, first and second picks. Yeah. The question is whether or not the proverbial first pick in the draft, Caleb Williams, whether or not he's going to go to Chicago.
Well, that and are you? How do you feel about Justin Fields?
Right.
But
the talk is Chicago doesn't develop quarterbacks, so
no.
Caleb Williams may not want to go there.
Yeah, and this is not just something overnight. I mean, this goes back. Who is that kid from UCLA, the left-hander? I forget his name. I can't think of his name right now. Man, this was years ago. They haven't. And then Mitchell Trubisky, they pretty much ruined him there.
Yeah. And he was a high draft pick.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with
this UCLA. His first name was Cade, and I can't remember his last name. But he went to Chicago as a high draft, first-round draft, and they just ruined him there.
People are out there just shouting out that name right now.
I know they are, and I'm going to hear about it.
Whatever.
It ain't the first time. It could be the last time.
No. So. NFL games this weekend. Anything stand out to you?
Jaguars at Buffalo. It's over. Jaguars are playing back-to-back games across the pond.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never
Probably
seen.
never even came back.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
I guess they're doing different stadiums. So this one's at Tottenham, I believe.
Yeah.
But
the other one was at Wembley.
Yeah. Eagles at Rams should be a dandy. Chiefs at Vikings, only to see if Taylor Swift shows up.
Get ready, Minnesota.
I said there's only one person at that stadium who could get more shots on TV than Aaron Rodgers, and that was Taylor Swift.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought the
Not
one
that
that
they needed to.
yeah, the big one, Larry, is Cowboys
Yeah.
at 49ers Sunday night.
That'll
Should
be a good one.
that could tell you along, with the Eagles are at the Rams, but the Cowboys and 49ers and the Eagles look like the top 3 teams in the NFC. So
That's going back to the old days.
you betcha.
Cowboys and
Oh, boy,
49ers.
yeah, a lot of NFC titles.
Yeah.
So
And then, of course, the Packers Monday night at Las Vegas to take on the Raiders.
yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo was out the last game, so I don't know if he'll be playing or not. But the way the Packers give up yards on the ground, Josh Jacobs is probably going to get a lot of carries, and then of course you got number 17 out there, Devontae Adams. So
Yeah.
so
I don't know. It's Packers didn't look so good against Detroit.
no, that was pretty. The first half was really out of sorts, Larry. But
Yeah.
their defense just, I don't know. They just don't get off the ball or what. But it's hard to say. But there were a lot of people who wanted Joe Barry's head last Friday, though.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. First week for teams that have buys.
Yeah.
Cleveland, the Chargers, Seattle, and Tampa Bay all with buys this week.
I should say the Packers. It looks like Eric Stokes and Jenkins should be back. So they're getting a little healthier. So,
Right,
But,
yeah.
But anyway.
And Bakhtiari, they're saying may not come back this year.
Larry, I hate to say it because I think he has been a great player for the Pack, but I don't see you'll ever see him in a Packer uniform again.
No.
He may play somewhere else, but the way that knee has been going the last couple of years, I just don't.
He hasn't played many games since that surgery.
I don't see him playing another NFL game, quite honestly.
No.
So,
Well,
and I hope I'm wrong.
yeah.
I hope I'm wrong
Yeah.
because he was a great player, but it's funny how a knee injury can just take a career away. So, but
Yeah, and speaking of injuries, Aaron Rodgers thinks he's going to be back
I know it.
this year.
I'm not going to doubt him, but we'll see.
Well, you don't want to come back too soon. And
yeah, and
Injure
get out
something
there and they're going to be targeting you.
yeah,
There are no ifs, ands, or what's about it. So
yeah. And look at how easy it did the first time.
yeah, you're better off just working on it the whole off season and coming back fresh for training camp. That's the way I see it. So
Yeah,
so,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
One NFL note, a couple of them.
Yep.
Russ Francis, who was first round pick out of Oregon State with the Patriots in 1975. Great tight end.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was with the Patriots through 82, made 3 Pro Bowls. He was with the 49ers for 3 years, played on a Super Bowl champion, and then returned to the Patriots where he retired. But he had 393 receptions, 5,262 yards, and 40 touchdowns. And they always, I remember Howard Cosell constantly called him the all-world tight end. But he died in a plane crash in Lake Placid, and then
yeah.
And then in 1961, Vince Lombardi decided to decorate the Packer helmets with the G logo, which has become one of the most iconic logos in American sports. John Gordon, who was working as an assistant to Dad Brazier, the Packers equipment manager, who was also an art student at St. Norbert College, was given the chance to design a logo by Lombardi. Within 24 hours, Gordon had sketched the design, and Lombardi loved it, and the logo was born. Gordon's sketch is on display in the Packer Hall of Fame. John actually was born in Marshfield.
Well, really?
Yeah, and his family moved to Green Bay soon after. But sadly, John Gordon passed away this week at 83 years old. He was still living in the De Pere area. So, but
Okay.
the guy, like you said, one of the most iconic
yeah.
logos that you ever seen. So,
And from what I understand, Vince Lombardi wanted the shape of a football with the
Right.
G inside of it.
right, yeah, and it started off that way.
Yeah.
And now, later on, it became more of an oval.
Over. Yeah.
You
It
know,
kind of rounded it off
Yeah,
a little bit.
but the theory still stays with John Gordon, though. So what a heck of a thing to be
Wow.
taking credit for.
Yeah. The G on the Packers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Can only be so lucky to have
yeah,
that
you bet.
fall into your lap.
Yeah, I doubt if he patented it though.
Yeah.
I wonder. Maybe he had some agreement with Lombardi for money the rest of his
Yeah,
life.
I don't know how that worked.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but cool.
All right. Last night, just one of those off, I don't know, funny things that went on last night in New York City.
Yeah.
They call it the Empire State Building Run-Up. The race starts in the lobby of the Empire State Building. And then the runners climb 86 flights and then finish with one lap around the observation deck.
Okay.
Over 1,500 steps. Elite runners complete the course in about 12 minutes.
Holy cow.
The men's record is 9 minutes and 33 seconds.
Wow.
The women's record is 11 minutes, 23 seconds.
So how many floors is 100 and
They figure 1,050 feet.
yeah, so
They don't have floors. They just
Yeah.
say it's 1,576 steps.
yeah, I would say it's because usually when you get between floors, there's 2 flights of steps between floors.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Wow.
For what it's worth, the elevator
Yeah.
will get you there in under a minute.
yeah.
But they did that last night at the Empire State
Well,
Building.
that's fun though.
Yeah.
Gee, oh man.
400 racers did it.
Oh yeah, I said it's a great thing.
Yeah. I'd get about 3 flights. And I'd be
Yeah,
done.
I said yeah. Where's the elevator, man?
Yeah, where's the elevator? I need it. High school football tonight. It looks like Neillsville Granton is fairly healthy. They
Yes.
got their guys back.
Yeah, that'll be big if they've got Peckel was back last week, and if they have Zosky in their
Zosky's
secondary,
been in practice.
yeah, that'll be Zosky adds a lot on the offense because I'll tell you what, Gunnar Barth has been carrying the ball an awful
Yes,
lot.
he has.
And he needs to be spelled a little bit there because that makes him a little fresher on defense also. And Micah, with his speed, is so great at that safety position back there, and a sure tackler also. So.
Yep. They're all
So.
should be healthy tonight.
Yep.
Neillsville Granton and Eau Claire Regis, Carson Park in Eau Claire.
The one we've been waiting for.
Yes. 7 o'clock is game time on 92.7 WPKG. That'll wrap it up for Two Guys on Sports this week. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson.
We'll talk to you next week.